Much of my research and planning during the past 2 years have helped shape my A2 Media coursework significantly. The culmination of 2 years of knowledge, inspiration, and ideas have heavily influenced my main trailer, teaser trailer, and website for this year. What also helped with smoothing the learning processes of learning new programs was my familiarity with the hardware which I was using, as both the DSLR camera and iMac, which were integral to this year's coursework, were devices I had worked with previously on for my magazine coursework. But before production even begins, a major part of creating a good media product is understanding the genre of what my product is supposed to be within. To grasp the ins and outs of a trailer made for the superhero action movie genre, I spent a lot of time on the internet to research real-life examples of this type of movie. Major influences include The Dark Knight, Justice League, and Deadpool. I watched the official trailers of these releases with the help of YouTube, and it has benefited my work by knowing the codes and conventions as well as the general stylings of such products. A very specific example is in relation to the non-diegetic sounds within my trailer. I never knew dramatic orchestral beat drops were so omnipresent in trailers for superhero movies until I researched them and had marked down the sounds of various trailers. This prompted me to quickly add it into my product as well. For my teaser, which was a promo video for the main character of my movie, who was a professional boxer, viewing professionally made promo videos for real-life fighters really helped me nail the types of shots, pace of editing, and type of music needed for my own teaser trailer for it to look professional and genuine. I would attribute most of the dramatic and tight shots within my trailer to be inspired from the fight promo of Vince Cagero. Much of the knowledge on how to use production programs, namely Adobe Photoshop and Premiere Pro, were carried over last year's AS Media course when creating the magazine covers and editing my evaluation questions. To research how to use these programs, preliminary tasks were set up to help me learn through experience on how to use such applications. These would predominantly be the education magazine cover created a year ago and the chase sequence video clip created at the beginning of this academic year to help me learn the needed skills of using Photoshop and Premiere Pro respectively. Specific skills I learned from these preliminary tasks were the spot healing tool and photo effects for Photoshop and the slice tool and fade effects for Premiere Pro. To create the main trailer and teaser trailer, Adobe Premiere Pro and Adobe Photoshop was used. The editing of the shots, sound, and video effects were solely done on Premiere Pro, while still images such as my title were first created in Photoshop, then imported into Premiere Pro. Notable functions used in Premiere Pro included the slice tool to make cuts easier, fade effects, fade in and out of videos from black or white, and palette effects to increase brightness and exposure of a clip. To create the poster of my coursework, only Photoshop was used. The most notable function I used was the gradient tool, which helped create a very cinematic vignette to the main image of my poster. To create my website, the sole program used to upload all the images and functions within it were done by Everweb. This was my first experience creating a website from scratch and using this program, so clearly a lot of trial and error went into this process. As for the hardware used in this production, even though the iMac and DSLR were the most prominent ones, other items and equipment also helped with the production process. These would include a heavy-duty flashlight, not unlike ones used by the police, and a trusty tripod provided by the school. The DSLR was extremely convenient since it was portable and designed for handheld use. This allowed an amateur cameraman like myself to get relatively difficult shots, such as a high angle and point of view shots, while also getting very stable basic shots, such as a low angle shot, close-up shot, long shot, etc., by using a tripod. The other important piece of equipment used was the iMac, as it was the computer used to edit and upload the entire bulk of my coursework. Programs such as Premiere Pro all ran on this computer using the iOS operating system. One of the biggest problems I encountered throughout my coursework was that the lighting and temperature of some of my raw footage were not ideal simply due to them being far too dark to comprehend or gave off a feeling that the tone was not very cinematic. To fix this issue, I used the effects sliders provided within Premiere Pro to readjust the exposure of some clips and also readjusting the temperature of some of these clips to give it a more cool/blue hue. The effects palette not only made the atmosphere when filming the footage better, but also helped make it viewable in the first place.